Psalm 24, verses 3 through 5 says this: Who shall ascend the hill of the Lord, and who shall stand in his holy place? He who has clean hands and a pure heart, who does not lift up his soul to what is false and does not swear deceitfully. He will receive blessing from the Lord and righteousness from the God of his salvation. Now, full disclosure, I picked this psalm initially because of that whole bit about clean hands. But upon looking at the entire psalm, it is so incredibly rich. I mean, it starts with the God of creation and the God who is king, sovereign, ruler over everything. But then it starts asking this very interesting question: who is worthy? Who is able to ascend his holy hill? Who can stand in God's holy place? It's the person with clean hands and a pure heart. Now, in the past 6 weeks, you and I have done more hand washing, hand sanitizing, and glove wearing than we probably ever have in our lives. However, our hands are still dirty. Now, I'm not talking about viruses or germs or bacteria, but our hands, as well as our hearts, are stained with sin, and there's nothing we can do about it. There was this BBC TV series called Call the Midwife, and it takes place in London in the early 60s. Well, there's this one episode where a grandma discovers that she's a carrier for typhoid and that she has actually infected her daughter and son-in-law following the birth of their new baby. Well, Meg, this grandma, is told that she needs to keep really clean in order to prevent it from spreading, but that there is no cure. Well, overwhelmed with just guilt and shame for getting others sick, Meg withdraws from her family. She refuses to hold her new granddaughter, and she begins to just compulsively and just agonizingly just washing her hands over and over and scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing in vain, hoping that somehow that will get rid of the disease. You see, her nurses could instruct her to be clean, but they didn't have the power to get rid of the illness. She needed something better. She needs a better doctor who delivers a better cure. And here's the good news from our psalm. You see, this is a psalm crying out for a hero to arise. And the one that did was Jesus. He's the one with truly clean hands and a truly pure heart. He's the one that not only ascended the hill to be in God's presence, but he's the King of glory who has earned it for us. Jesus is the doctor with the better cure. He's got the better cleaning agent. It doesn't just clean 99.9%, but 100% of your sin. And he gives you 100% of his blessings and 100% of his righteousness and obtains for you his salvation. Praise be to Jesus. He is the one who can cleanse us from our sin so that we can ascend that holy hill and be with God forever.